Okay, now we're going to do some more singing on the book, contrapunto fugato style. So you saw in the last video that Rosemarie did some note against note counterpoint, and then she did some contrapunto fugato, which is putting a little motive against different segments of the cantus firmus. And in her case, she either looked for pairs of notes that were identical, trios of notes that were identical in different places, or patterns of notes that were the same but transposed. And now I'm going to show you how it's possible to put a motive against two segments of a cantus firmus that are entirely different, that have entirely different motions, that go up instead of down, or up and down different amounts. And this requires a method that was described in only one treatise that I know of, which is by Thomas Morley. And Morley says if you want to sound a motive against two different cantus firmus segments, he says, write them one on top of the other, and then compose a line that's consonant with both of them. And then when the two segments are sounded separately, you can have the same motive appear twice. So I'm going to take a tune that I know well, which is Greensleeves, like this. Alas, my love you. That's it, those 6 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to do with them what you did in the Renaissance, which is sound them in equal values. And I'm going to take the first 3 notes, ba, 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 and these 3 notes, ba, 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 and I'm going to put them on top of each other. And as soon as you do this, it becomes quite difficult to remember. What's the deal? Well, note 1 sounds against note 4, and note 2 sounds against note 5, and note 3 sounds against note 6. So then you have to know, what are those intervals? Note 1, note 4, note 2, note 5, note 3, note 6. How did people do this? I do it by visualizing, but honestly, I can't tell you what it is I'm actually visualizing. Am I visualizing the notes on the staff? We've provided you with a little staff over here, but I can't see it. It's just for your benefit that this staff is over here someplace. But what I'm doing is I'm visualizing the notes, but maybe I'm visualizing them on the keyboard, like note 1, note 5, note 2, note, what did I say? Note 1, note 4, note 2, note 5, note 3, note 6. And Morley tells us that these notes will never sound together because I'm going to take them and put them back where they belong, but they're just there to help me find what a counterpoint I can write. So, above these 2 notes, I can only use D and B flat. Those are the only notes that are consonant. I can put some other notes in between. D, C, B flat, that would work, or B flat, C, D, that would work. Okay, against the next 2 notes, I can only put B, B flat, G. Those are the only 2 notes I can put there. So I'm beginning to see what I can do with my counterpoint. And against the 3rd and 6th notes, which are those, Morley tells us there's only one possibility, because there are only 2 consonances that are a step apart, a 5th and a 6th. So a 5th above one, la, is a 6th above the other. So I have to go to A. Plus, if you remember the tune, it goes down a semitone to the D, so I can't go down to the A, I have to go up to the A. So here I go. Let's see if I can make something up. So I'm going to start on the high D and do the D, B flat like this. D, C, B flat, G, A. D, C, B flat, G, A. So that's not bad. But actually, going up to the high D by similar motion, it's not that good. Some theorists allow similar octaves like that, but I don't like it. I don't think it's elegant. So I'm going to start on the B flat. B flat, A, G, da, dee, da. B flat, da, da, dee, da, da, dee. Now that's pretty cool. Da, 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 dee, da, da, da. Dee, da, da, dee, da, da, da. Yeah, I think that'll do very nicely. Except for one thing. The Renaissance ideal of variety was so powerful that in fact you never see what I just did in any of Lusitano's examples, and you rarely see it in actual music, to hear the exact same tune repeated immediately at the same pitch level. Like you heard Rosemary, she did the same motive here and then much later at the same pitch level. And she also did the motive and immediately the same motive, but it was transposed. So you have to meet one of those conditions. So the next video, I'm going to show you how to take these three notes and these three notes and actually sound a motive against the first three and then against the second three, but the motive is transposed. Stay tuned.